A very easy lecture is following, and the last two lectures were a bit exhausting. So, sorting a vector. What does sorting mean? Sorting is when you want to order your items in an ascending or descending order. Meaning, if we take this vector here and we want to sort it, we want to start with the smallest number up until we get to the highest number. So, our first element shouldn't be 3, our first element should be -5, since this is the smallest number that we have. So this one should be the first. Next is the 1, then the 2 is higher than 1, so 2 will be here, then 3, and finally the vector will be ordered. Now, how do we do this? There are many different algorithms that you can use, that you can implement by yourselves if you want something more precise, more faster, or different than the built-in function. The built-in function is simply sort, and you simply give it the vector that you want to be sorted. So some vector like this. Let's run it, and we get -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and up until 8. This vector is now sorted. Sorting vectors. It's that easy. And if you want to save the result back into the same vector, well, simply say some vector equals to sort of some vector. And if we do this, now some vector is ordered. But I'm going to comment out this because I want to show you a couple of other things with the same vector. So, next thing, descending sorting. If you want to sort a vector in a descending order, meaning that you start from the highest number until you get to the lowest number, so basically the same thing but in a reverse order, you have to use sort some vector, and you need to specify an additional argument, which is a string argument called descend, like this, with single quotation marks. And let's run it. So we get the same vector sorted in a descending order, like this. And again, you can save it back to the same vector, so you can say some vector equals to this if you want to save it in the vector, but I want to show you something more interesting. How you can sort a portion of the vector, not the whole vector, but a simple specific portion of that vector. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort this vector in two different ways. I'm going to take the first 3 elements and I'm going to sort them. So we are going to get 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to get the rest of the elements and sort them separately from these ones. So the way to do this is to simply select these items. So some vector from 1 to 3 equals to sort of some vector, but not the whole vector, but again this specific part, 1 to 3. So here we are saying, okay, whatever result we get from this operation, save it in the values that are between 1 and 3, and this operation is taking these first 3 elements, sorting them, and putting them back to the same vector. Let's run it, and you can see that now our first 3 elements are sorted, but our next 5 elements are not sorted. Here we must have -1, -5, 1, 6, 7, 8. Now, let's sort the other half. We're going to do it the same way. 4 to 7 equals to sort of some vector, 4 to 7. Alright, let's run it. Alright, and you can see now that we have the two different parts of the vectors sorted separately, one from the other. Now, you don't have to select the two separated halves. You can select a small size and leave another size unsorted. So if we want, we can leave the 1 and the -5 not sorted, which means that we are going to select from actually this should be 8. This should be 8, and we can select from 6 to 8. Run, and now this is sorted, and this is sorted, and this is untouched. So this is sorting subvectors within a vector. All right.